September 18, 1939, in the Polish countryside, the battlefield has become a stage for deadly hunts. Section Commander Edmund Orlik leads 3 TKS Tankettes, weaving through the trails to find the enemy. Suddenly, a strange and heavy sound echoes from the distance, forcing the column to a silent halt. It is the sound of German tank treads. The enemy is approaching, coming in from their right flank. Orlik knows his comrades' machine guns will be useless against the thick armor of the panzers. Armed with a 20mm autocannon, only his tankette has a chance to take down the steel giants. He orders his driver to charge off the road, heading into the dense forest on the left to set an ambush. Inside the cramped fighting compartment, the small engine roars as the vehicle shakes violently on the rough terrain. Unfazed, Orlik reaches a perfect position, concealed behind a large bush overlooking the crossroads. From his hidden position, he waits patiently, listening as the enemy's engines and tracks grow ever louder. A column of German tanks is on a routine patrol, completely unaware of the lurking danger. Their commander, Victor IV, a proud nobleman, did not anticipate any resistance. Orlik watches, his hand on the trigger, waiting for the perfect moment to fire from his concealed position. As the German tanks enter the crossroads, they slow their advance, carelessly exposing their flanks. This was the moment the Polish soldier was waiting for, a golden opportunity to strike. He aimed directly for the white cross painted on the panzer's turret. A fatal aiming point, a single shot rings out as the 20mm shell tears from the bush. Flying straight to its target, the round strikes true, piercing through the thick steel armor of the proud German tank. Chaos erupts inside the panzer. Acrid smoke floods the cramped fighting compartment. The stricken giant grinds to a halt, its hatches bursting open as the crew makes a desperate escape. But there was no escape. Another TKS opened fire with its machine gun, cutting down the survivors. Immediately, the 2 remaining Panzer III-T tanks advance, their turrets turning towards the bushes. Orlik orders his driver to pull back deeper into the woods, knowing he cannot face both at once. The 2 Panzer 35-T-S begin firing wildly into the forest, trying to suppress the hidden enemy. While one tank reloads, Orlik sees his chance and rapidly repositions to a new firing location. Inside the Panzer III-T, another German commander angrily scans the forest, searching for the enemy. Damned cockroaches, he mutters, unable to spot the tiny, hidden tankette, but Orlik has them in his sights, waiting for the slightest opening. He fires again, the 20mm cannon barking in the quiet forest. The shell finds its mark, hitting the 2nd Panzer's tracks and immobilizing it. The final Panzer, now alone, desperately returns fire toward the muzzle flash. Orlik has already moved, a ghost in the autumn woods, flanking his final prey. The German crew, blind and confused, scans in the wrong direction. From the side, Orlik fires a full magazine, a stream of armor-piercing rounds. The shells stitch across the Panzer's thin side armor, turning it into Swiss cheese. A final, fatal round ignites the fuel or ammunition, sealing the tank's fate. The battle is over. Silence returns to the forest, broken only by the crackle of flames. Commander Orlik emerges, his small tankette having defeated 3 superior machines. His victory was a testament to courage, skill, and the surprising power of the underdog, and it earned his tiny, resilient tankettes a new, fitting nickname, the Cockroaches. The legend of Orlik and his cockroaches spread quickly among the dwindling Polish defenders. Days later, his unit was defending a small town, facing another armored onslaught. This time, German infantry swarmed the streets, supported by familiar Panzer tanks. From a shattered window, a lone cockroach watched, waiting for the moment to bite back. The German soldiers, confident in their victory, grew careless as they advanced deeper. It was the last mistake they would ever make. A Polish machine gun suddenly roared from the shadows. In the ensuing chaos, Orlik began his hunt for the bigger prey, the Panzers themselves. His 20mm cannon was no match for the formidable frontal armor of the German tank. He had to be smarter, faster, and more creative than his powerful adversaries. He baited the German tank into a narrow street, a trap of rubble and debris. As the Panzer lumbered forward, its tracks became entangled in the wreckage. Immobilized and exposed, the giant was now vulnerable. Orlik emerged from hiding, his cannon aimed at the panzer's weak rear armor. A single, well-placed shot was all it took to turn the hunter into the hunted. This is how the cockroaches fought, not with brute force, but with cunning and courage. The surviving German tankers, stripped of their steel beasts, now faced the victors. A single Polish soldier, armed only with a pistol, held the enemy at bay. The battle for the town was won, a small victory in a seemingly lost war. But where did such a strange, yet effective, fighting machine come from? Its story began not on the battlefield, but on the humble drawing board of an engineer. Inspired by the insect's low profile and resilience, he sketched a new design. He showed his idea to a young assistant, a vision of a new kind of warfare, a tank that didn't rely on thick armor, but on its small size and agility to survive, a design that mimicked nature's most successful survivor across millions of years. This philosophy of cleverness over brute force was Poland's only hope. And so, the TKS was born, a tiny but tenacious warrior for a nation fighting for its life. They were sent to the front lines, a swarm of mechanical cockroaches against a German tide of steel. Outgunned and outnumbered, their crews fought with a courage that defied all odds. They ambushed, they flanked, they disappeared into the terrain like the insects that inspired them, proving that in the brutal calculus of war, the size of the fight and the soldier matters most. Though Poland would ultimately fall, the story of its tenacious tankers would never be forgotten. Edmund Orlich himself would survive the war, his legend secured as Poland's first tank ace. After the war, he became an architect, building a new future from the ashes of the old. But the spirit of the cockroach, the will to fight against impossible odds, became a part of his nation's soul, a symbol of how even the smallest can stand against the largest. And for a fleeting moment, win.